Flamingos in the pool, I smell like a mini bar. DJs passed out in the yard, Barbies on a barbecue. This a hickey or a bruise. Pictures of last night, ended up all night. I'm screwed. Oh, it's a bad, 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 but I'm pretty sure it moves. Damn, last Friday night, yeah, we danced on tabletops and we took too many shots. Think we kissed, but I forgot. Last Friday night, yeah, we maxed our credit cards and got kicked out of the bar. So we hit the boulevard. Last Friday night, we were streaking in the park, getting dipping in the dark, and out of menage a trois. Last Friday night, yeah, I think we broke the law. Always say we're gonna stop. Trying to connect the dots, don't know what to tell my boss. Think the city told my car, Shannon live is on the floor. Rip my favorite party dress, warrants out for my arrest. Think I need a ginger ale, that was such an epic fair. Pictures of last night, ended up all night. I'm screwed. Oh, it's a bad, 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 but I'm pretty sure it moves. Damn, last Friday night, yeah, we danced on tabletops and we took too many shots. Think we kissed, but I forgot. Last Friday night, yeah, we maxed our credit cards and got kicked out of the bar. So we hit the boulevard. Last Friday night, we were streaking in the park, getting dipping in the dark, then out of menage a trois. Last Friday night, yeah, I think we broke the law. Always say we're gonna stop.
You told me forever, baby, why'd you have to go and say that? Running out of time now, baby, tell me where's the love we had? I can't take the silence anymore, you gotta set me free. No, I just need an answer, take me from this misery. It's so cold when you leave me alone in the dark. Yeah, it's freezing inside of my heart. Baby, I can't wait forever. Oh, can't you see it's now or never? It's so cold when you leave me alone in the dark. Yeah, it's freezing inside of my heart. Baby, I can't wait forever. Oh, can't you see it's now or never? So come save me. Just come save me. Baby, I can't wait forever. No, I can't wait. No, I can't wait. Drowning all my feelings, I know I should put the bottle down. Ain't no sign of healing, so I get myself another round. I can't take the silence anymore, you gotta set me free. No, I just need an answer, take me from this misery. It's so cold when you leave me alone in the dark. Yeah, it's freezing inside of my heart. Baby, I can't wait forever. Oh, can't you see it's now or never? It's so cold when you leave me alone in the dark. Yeah, it's freezing inside of my heart. Baby, I can't wait forever. Oh, can't you see it's now or never? So come save me. Just come save me. Baby, I can't wait forever. No, I can't wait. No, I can't wait.
In the day, in the night, say it right, say it all. You either got it or you don't. You either stand or you fall. When when your will is broken, when it slips from your head, when there's no time for joking, there's a hole in the plan. Oh, you don't mean nothing at all to me. No, you don't mean nothing at all to me. But you got what it takes to set free. Oh, you could mean everything to me. I can't say that I'm not lost and at fault. I can't say that I don't love the light in the dark. I can't say that I don't know that I am alive, and all of what I feel I can show you tonight. Oh, you don't mean nothing at all to me. No, you don't mean nothing at all to me. But you got what it takes to set free. Oh, you could mean everything to me. Oh, you don't mean nothing at all to me. You don't mean nothing at all to me. No, you don't mean nothing at all to me.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. From every color to the scripts, to on the 63 load of this headline clips. I stay grounded as demons rolling. I'm real like what I told ya. I'm really good, I'm right. That's just me. Nothing.
I don't understand these people on Twitter that think 100 human beings could whip a silverback gorilla's ass. We would stand no chance. Zero.
From the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from.
These are the same types of people that thought Nico was winning 1890s and that Billy Napier knows what he's doing. It's those are the type of people we're dealing with that think 100 human beings could whip a silverback gorilla's ass.
Not so much, I'm in control and loving it. Rumors got me laughing, kid. Love my life and my public. Put God first and can't forget to stay real. To me, it's like great thing. All by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot.
The only thing I can even think of that a human being could even attempt to do to a silverback gorilla would be to somehow poke his eyes out. But who the fuck is volunteering for that job? That might be a plan, but it's, you know, like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan so they get punched in the face. Well, when it comes to fighting this silverback gorilla, you might have a plan until he rips off one of your arms. The strongest human being to ever live could take a free swing at a silverback gorilla and it would do nothing.
Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal I'm making? It's you and me. And if only could, I make a deal with God, and I get him to swap our places. Be running off that road.
Silverback gorillas can rip full-grown trees out of the ground. I can barely pull weeds.
He don't wanna hurt me, but see how deep the bullet lies. Unaware, I'm tearing you asunder. Oh, there is thunder in our hearts. Is there so much hate for the ones we love? Oh, tell me we both matter, don't we? It's you and me. And if only could I make a deal with God, and I get him to swap our places. Be running
I love when they take a really good song and then fucking ruin it. What is this?
be running up that building. Say, am I
This just makes me want to listen to the regular one. This is dog shit. You know the old circus trick where the strong man fake bends an iron bar, but it's not really an iron bar? Gorillas actually can take an iron bar and bend it in half. Like, I'm not guessing. Like, that's like, they've had them do it before.
All night, talking to each other, whispers under covers. You told me your life wasn't always easy. I said I know the feeling. I told you all about the scar on my shoulder, and you told me you were terrified of getting older. We stayed up all night, the first night of a million more, 'cause
There's a reason human beings didn't really start to take over the planet until they invented weapons. And that's because there's a lot of species roaming around that can whip our fucking ass. We're physical pussies in the overall realm of species on this planet. Without weapons, we'd be in cages, and gorillas would be paying a quarter to come look at us.
we cried, made fun of each other, lost in one another. You held me so tight, and it felt like I was home, just the two of us alone. You said you don't wanna end up like your parents. They said, don't you worry, I'm not gonna let us. We stayed up all night, the first night of a million more, 'cause I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Nothing you say is gonna scare me now. Still gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Nothing you say is gonna scare me now. Still gonna love you inside. What do you say, babe? 'Cause I wanna know. Oh, can I be there, babe? Through your highs and lows, yeah. When the lights come off and the night is done, everybody.
Yep, no amount of brains is going to enable you to whip a silverback gorilla's ass, bud.
I do. I'm gonna love you. Ooh,
Albert Einstein would get his ass beat by a gorilla.
love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Nothing you say is gonna scare me now. Still gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Nothing you say is gonna scare me now. Still gonna love you inside out. I'm standing on the ashes. All the bridges are burned. I'm left with striking matches to the lessons I've learned. We're young and dumb.
I don't know if man making weapons is an indication of how smart they are or how stupid they are. But look at the damage human beings have done to each other with weapons.
We're young and dumb and we don't even need a reason. Our hearts won't break 'cause we dance through the dying season.
We'll gather up 100 low-level trolls and see if they can type it to death. Now, 100 people can't beat a gorilla in a fist fight, bud.
Just beautiful disasters. Just beautiful with just you. Just beautiful disasters.
Pulling up the coupe at the lot, told them fuck 12 at the swap, busting all the bells of the box. I just hit a lick with a box, had to put a stick in a box. Pour up the hard and seal, I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deals, we trapping like the 80s. Yeah, she suck good, so got a cash inside. Gold on white, but nose, taste that slack. I won't ever sell my soul. I can back that, and I really wanna know where you at. I was up at, with a stash at, cause the city in a bulletproof Cadillac. Cause I know this, with a bag at. Gotta move smarter, gotta move harder. Dudes tryna get me, find my water. I lay his ass down on my son, on my daughter. I had this Draco with me, Dwayne Carter. Let her dudes out here playing and ballin'. Put a whole arm in a ring, and starter. Cause I know she really got a key for the color. So they really said double C's that I do it. And I got a bitch looking like a leaf.
There you go, dummies.
I can tell you right now, I would not join a modern day hunting party of men because the question is 100 men versus one full grown silverback gorilla. And there are people out there like this that are saying that 100 guys would win. And no, they wouldn't. I don't know, just flat out no. A gorilla's skin, you can't bite through it. Their bones, somewhere between 2 and 4 times as thick and dense as ours. Their hand, like their grip force, is something like 1,300 pounds. That means that with one hand, they could crush your skull. My dudes, this is what you're fighting. When they stand up, they are 6 feet tall. They weigh about 400 pounds on average. They can lift, press, or pull somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds. For some perspective, that's enough to tear your arm or your leg off. There's guys out here trying to rationalize this, being like, well, we're endurance animals and all that stuff. This thing could operate at 1/4 of its strength and still body bag you. And we haven't even addressed the fact that even if you get close enough, you can't damage it. Thick skin, super dense bones, wrapped in an insane amount of muscle. You couldn't hit this hard enough to break anything. Like its femur is twice the size of yours. I want you to look at that skull. That skull could headbutt you and cave your face in, to say nothing of all the teeth. Then we come down here. Each one of these appendages is a death area. And even if you don't die, you're going to be missing or have a crushed limb. You're out of the fight until it decides to come and clean you up. And I loved some of the crazy hunting tactics because they're like, well, we would just swarm and what are you gonna get? Maybe 6, 10 humans at the same time. And we would grab its limbs and spread it out. These are gonna crush you. It can pull you toward it harder than you can. What are you going to do once you have a hold of its limbs? Yeah, you're going to die because it's going to crush you or pull you into its mouth and bite your head off. You should also know that I have a secret classroom, which you can find by going there. And then you go there for exclusive content. It is free to join. If you decide to become a patron, you have my forever.
Come on, man. These people would think they could beat the gorilla, man. What are they talking about?
Come on, man!
Deep up in the main, eminence, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. All the ones, all the chains piled on the manor. All the dogs don't creep right behind me in the phantom. Never go, dip on the set, stay Santana. Yeah, running back to the lights on when I hit up Green Lantern. Yeah, fly the bronze, fly the dogs down to Atlanta. Yeah, in the car, then Medusa, lay low, yeah, I might be. Roll up, help me calm down when I'm moving high speed. Yeah, if the same one need a taste back, cause you know what I need. Oh, please.
Yeah, Van's Dandy already beat up a gorilla.
Pop it, let it bang. For this life I cannot change. Hidden hill, keep up in the main. M&M, sweet like candy cane. Up the top, pop it, let it bang. For this life I cannot
From Paris to Berlin, in every disco I get in, my heart is pounding for love, pounding for love. Cause when I'm thinking of you and all the things we could do, my heart is pounding for love. You left me longing for you. Patience is a game, and every night I say your name, hoping that you're answered, cause I'm going insane. It's quite a long time ago, you brought me out of control. Hungry for your love, and like I know what that might be. From Paris to Berlin, in every disco I get in, my heart is pounding for love, pounding for love. Cause when I'm thinking of you and all the things we could do, my heart is pounding for love. You left me longing for you. From Paris to Berlin, in every disco I get in, my heart is pounding for love, pounding for love. Cause when I'm thinking of you and all the things we could do, my heart is pounding for love. You left me longing for you. 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 Teasing was a thing, and now I just can't let it go. Meeting you or something no one else needs to know. I guess I'm thinking of you like I would know what you do if and when I found you, but I don't, I've got no clue. From Paris to Berlin, in every disco I get in, my heart is pounding for love, pounding for love. Cause when I'm thinking of you and all the things we could do, my heart is pounding for love. You left me longing for you.
They run 25 miles an hour. Gorillas do. 25 miles an hour.
Disco I get in, my heart is pounding for love, pounding for love. Cause when I'm thinking of you and all the things we could do, my heart is pounding for love. You left me longing
Usain Bolt runs 27 miles an hour.
for you.
And guess who could keep up that top speed for longer? Yeah, the gorilla. You could run 35 miles an hour. Eventually, the gorilla is going to catch you.
Load up on guns, bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. She's overboard, self-assured. I know, a dirty word. Hello, 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 how low? Hello, 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 how low? Hello, 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 how low? I feel best. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. Hello, 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 how low? Hello, 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 how low? Hello, 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 how low? Hello, hello. With the lights out, it's so dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel so bad, and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. With the lights out.
All right. I know we could just sit around and listen to that, whatever that was, all morning long, but I guess we'll turn it off for a few minutes. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Sorry for no show yesterday. I forgot to announce it last week, I think. I did mention it Saturday a couple of times during the live stream, but my daughter had a senior day thing at her high school yesterday at like 9:30 in the morning. So I didn't even bother with the morning show. Went and did that, and then signed her out early and took her to Waffle House. That's where she wanted to go. So I said, "Hey, say less, fam. Say less." So had a good morning yesterday with Lou Ann, getting ready to graduate in about 4 weeks. 4 weeks from Friday. I think it's 4 weeks from this Friday. May 20. No, it'd be 3 weeks from this Friday. What the fuck? Yeah, 3 weeks from this Friday. I believe it is. She graduates May 22nd or 23rd, something like that. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. My son still has 2 more years. He'll be a junior next year. So we ain't graduating. Moving on. Well, not really. She's staying in Augusta. Moving on from high school anyway. She's in the nursing program. Same nursing program my mom went to, I don't know, 40 years ago, 45 years ago. I mean, I'm sure it's a little different now, but same school, is what I mean. Same school. So she's excited. Well, she's mostly excited about being done with high school. She hated high school. I mean, she hated it. Hated it. It's a little sad. I don't know. I know high school is a weird time for a lot of people. I enjoyed high school. I liked it. Not that not necessarily the schoolwork or whatever, but like I was involved in a lot of things in high school and stuff like that. And she just never got into any of that. I feel like she kind of missed out a little on that, but she just never, she didn't like it at all. At all. So I'm happy for her that she's done with that and can move on to the next chapter of her life. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. Graduates in 3 weeks, and then the day after she graduates, she leaves for Barbados. Senior trip to Barbados. So, I didn't really know what to tell her on that except good luck with that. I've never been there. So, And then she'll have a couple of months off in the summer before she starts back at Augusta Tech in the fall. So shout out to Luann. Shout out to Luann. Boy, I found out yesterday. I mean, I kind of already knew, but boy, it is getting harder and harder to get into the University of Georgia. My daughter goes to one of the biggest high schools in the area. It's huge. I don't know how many kids are in her graduating class. My guess would be 12 or 1,300. It's got to be close. It's got to be 1,000 kids in her graduating class. And maybe 8 or 9 of them going to UGA. And I don't mean that like it's some kind of, it's not Georgia Tech or Stanford or whatever, one of these places that extremely hard to get into specifically because of academics. It's just the number of people applying to go to UGA now has gotten just insane. I wonder if that's a published number, if I could find that information somewhere, the number of people that are applying to UGA every year. I couldn't believe it, that there was only, I don't know, maybe there was 10 or 15, but it wasn't, I couldn't believe how few there were going to UGA. The acceptance rate has got to be way under 50%. And again, I'm not on here, I don't give a fuck about academics anyway when it comes to the football debate, but I'm not saying any of that to claim that like UGA is some super hard institution to get into academically or something. The point is, no matter what your academics are as a school, if you're accepting 15,000 freshmen a year and you get 50,000 that apply, your acceptance rate is going to be really, really low because you just can't take that number of people. There's just no room there. So, the more people apply, the higher the bar gets to be able to get in. You know how it works. And then, you get extra point. Like I don't know if y'all know how it works or not, but if your parents went there, basically admission is on a points system. You get so many points based on your grades, so many points based on sports you might have played, so many points based on any extracurricular activities you might have had, extra points based on any like community service work that you can attach to your application. But then you also get points if your mom went there, points if your dad went there, points if your grandma went there. So you got a lot of people who, not a lot, but you've got people whose parents went there, grandparents went there, all that. So it maybe becomes a little, they get moved sort of higher up the list, but yeah, Rick, you understand what I'm saying? Like Georgia Tech is hard to get into because you have to be like top 1% or whatever it is academically. That's not specifically the case at UGA. It's just so many people are applying there, they just can't take them all. Hey, here's a story about Georgia Tech, though, Rec Man. Where did I hear this at? I was listening to the college football channel on satellite radio. I forget which show it was on Sirius XM, but one of the hosts on there has a daughter that they've been trying to get into Georgia Tech, and she got waitlisted, and they just heard back last week from Georgia Tech. She's been accepted, but she has to do her first year in Spain, I think it is. It's somewhere in Europe, because whatever program it is that she's going into is filled up in Atlanta, but there's a spot at the Georgia Tech Spain campus or somewhere over there. Can you imagine? You've got a daughter, Rick. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, my daughter's not going away to college. She's going here in town, so I don't have to deal with this. But, like, it's something I've thought about over the last couple of years, having to take your 18-year-old daughter and drop her off. Like, in my case, even having to drop my daughter off in Athens, if that's what she would have chosen to do, would be a nightmare. Can you imagine having to get on a plane with your 18-year-old daughter, drop her off in Spain for her first year of college, and then get on a plane and fly home? but that's what he's going to do. And so she'll have to do 1 year over there, and then she can transfer to the Atlanta campus. So yesterday at that thing at my daughter's high school, basically it was in the gym, and what they did is they brought the students into the gym in groups based on the college that they were going to. And not all of them were going to college. So they had a group of people that were entering the workforce, a group of people that were entering apprenticeships, a group of people that were enlisting in the military. And then alphabetically by college, basically they would make an announcement, the following students have been accepted to whatever school, and then the people would walk in. So like the biggest number of people was AU, Augusta State University here in Augusta. The second biggest was Augusta Tech, where my daughter is going. The third biggest was probably Georgia Southern. A lot of them going to Georgia Southern. There was a lot going to Kennesaw State. Those were probably the biggest, like 4 or 5 groups. Augusta State, Augusta Tech, Kennesaw State, Georgia Southern. There was 2 or 3 that got into Mercer. There was one that got into West Point. One boy got an appointment to West Point. Columbia, there was a rec man. There was one that got into Columbia. There were 2 that are going to Pepperdine. Oh, there was a group of 6 going to BYU. I said, look at this, future door knockers. I was sitting next to my ex-wife, and she said, BYU, and these 5 kids come walking in, and I looked at her, I shook my head, I said, future door knockers. It's interesting, though. It was interesting to be there and see where some of the kids are going. There was Auburn. Now the numbers were once you got outside of the state of Georgia, the numbers were really small per school, But there was a couple that were going to Auburn, a couple going to Alabama, a couple going to Mississippi State. There was one going to FIU. There was a handful going to South Carolina. There was a couple going to Clemson. I'm trying to think like by state, working my way. A couple, Wake Forest. There was a couple going to Wake Forest. A couple going to Tennessee. Missouri State, I think it was Missouri something that it wasn't the University of Missouri, like the SEC deal. It was Missouri State, I think. I think what else? Trying to think what else. There was a bunch of them. Some of them obviously stand out more than others. Like you hear West Point, you're like, oh wow, or Columbia. There was a handful for Georgia Tech. Pepperdine. Oh, Gonzaga. There was one kid going to Gonzaga. There were several kids, sports-wise, that were going to FCS programs or like maybe even some junior colleges. What's the Bruton Parker? Is that one? I think it's a baseball school. Is that am I saying that right? Bruton Parker or something like that. Anyway, it was interesting to see sort of the variety of schools and colleges that you know, kids from just one high school are going to. Basically, schools all over the country, you know. Mississippi State was the only SEC school without a draft pick. Is that right? Wow. How do you feel with your kid going to college? You might have already talked about it. She want to be living at home or dorms. Well, she's going to Augusta Tech. They don't have dorms. So we gave her a choice. We have a rental. I say we. It's no longer in my name after the divorce. But anyway, there's a rental property. The first house we lived in when we were married, me and my ex-wife. Well, the second house we lived in, the first house that we bought when we were married, we never sold it. And I gave her the house in the divorce, or however that worked. I don't even remember now. It was 15 years ago. But anyway, so we still have that house and just been renting it out. So we gave my daughter the choice, just you can move in there. It's a 3-bedroom. So we're like, you know, you move in there, you get you a couple of roommates. Our daughter would live for free there, and two roommates would make up the mortgage, basically, you know, and then they just split the utilities and all that. She doesn't want to do that. She wants to stay at home for the first year. I was shocked, absolutely shocked. Up until about 6 months ago, I would have bet my life savings that my daughter would have been out of the house the minute she graduated somewhere. She's very independent. She's very, like, headstrong. I just always assumed, not that I looked forward to it or was excited about it, but I just kind of always assumed, yeah, she's going to be gone as soon as she graduates. But now that it's here and she has to actually make the decision to do it, she wants to stay at home for the first year. So what I think it is, she has a boyfriend it's pretty serious. They've been together for a couple of years, and it's pretty serious. And he is a year younger. I have a feeling they want to move out after he graduates. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think their thinking is. That she's, you know, that she's just going to stay at home for the first year. He'll graduate next year, and the two of them will move out somewhere, either into that rental house we have or whatever, an apartment somewhere, whatever they decide to do. That's I have a feeling that's what their plan is. I have no idea what most Gen Zs are doing. I have no idea. She's in the nursing program at Augusta Tech. It's a 2-year program. I don't know if I just didn't know or if it's changed, but I always thought, I don't know how much y'all know about nursing, but do you know the difference between an LPN and an RN? It's basically how much money you make, but I guess as an RN, you are able to do more or whatever. I don't know. I don't exactly know. But my mom was a nurse, and she was an LPN, not an RN. And RNs made more. But anyway, she was an LPN. And I always thought 2 years to become an LPN, 4 years to become an RN. But it's 2 years to become an RN. They have a 2-year program at Augusta Tech. And after you finish that 2-year program, you take the state licensing exam. And if you pass it, you're an RN. And I think I've told y'all before, my daughter just hates school. Now, she makes good grades, but she hates schoolwork. She just hates it. She doesn't enjoy it at all. So we never really pushed her any particular direction when it came to college or whatever. But we've kind of, anytime she expressed any interest in something that she could do in 2 years, we made sure we were 100% supportive of that. Because I just don't know if she could do another 4 years. She absolutely hates school. Now, a lot of that is because she specifically hates high school. Maybe now that she's done with high school and she's just doing the college thing, maybe she won't hate it as much. We'll see. But, yeah, they have a 2-year, They have a 2-year program at Augusta Tech. So she starts there in the fall. And I'm not going to lie, again, we would have come up with a way to send her anywhere she wanted to go. Whether it was in-state, out-of-state, 2-year, 4-year, technical school, university, whatever, we would have figured out a way to make it happen. But Augusta Tech is about $2,000 a semester. You still listening, Rectal? What is Georgia Tech? 15, 20? I don't even know. I never had a reason to look, but I'm assuming it's about that or more. Augusta Tech is a little under $2,000 a semester. So $7K when you went. Oh, I would have thought it was more. I would have thought it was more. $7K is not terrible either compared to some of the horror stories you hear about the pricing of college now. We also have to talk to somebody about, we have a college fund for her that was started when she was born. Not knowing what she was going to eventually end up doing after high school, we just started this college fund, and, you know, we got to talk to somebody because there's way more money in there than what it's going to cost her to go to Georgia Tech. And I know you can't just take the money out and spend it on whatever you want. There's tax implications if it's spent on anything other than schooling purposes. Now, I know you can, I don't know, we got to talk to somebody. I've heard that you can basically spend it on anything that you can claim is for school. So you can buy a computer, you can pay rent out of it while she's in college, I heard. So, but I'm not a financial person. So anyway, we got to figure some of that out, but it probably won't cost us anything at all for her to go to school outside of what has been built up in that college fund. Yeah, I kind of figured that, some guy, that it's kind of like doing your taxes. I mean, again, I'm not a tax guy, so don't listen to anything I say, but like, especially if you own your own business, like, you can write off almost anything and just claim it was for your business, you know. Now, if you get audited, maybe there's an issue, but so probably these college funds are kind of the same way. I mean, if she needs you buy a computer, you just say it was for college. You pay rent out of that money. You say it was housing while she was in college. If you have to buy a car, even, you can say, well, she needed a car to get back and forth to class. So I don't know how all that works, but I'm sure it's probably easier than it seems to figure that out. Trips to Cherokee is school related. When I go to Cherokee, if I film a video there, I write off part of that trip. When I go to Vegas, if I film a video there, I write off part of that trip. Even if I don't film a video, like when we go on that Vegas trip and Pete is there and anybody else that has a YouTube channel, if I go anywhere, the Slob Olympics, it's business meetings. You know, I don't write off the whole trip because, like, I'm taking BA, or like on this last one, I took my kids, but I'll write off portions of trips I go on if there are other YouTube people there as business meetings. Like if, we go out to eat in Vegas, if I pay the bill, I'll write that off as a business dinner. Creative accounting in that. So. The champ is here in my John Cena voice. Hey, Octavian, did you hear that DJ Lagway threw a pass in a garage yesterday? Are you excited about that? Did y'all hear about this? DJ Lagway threw a pass in a garage yesterday. Florida fans, they're going 100-0 now. It's official type deal. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. They're going 100-0 for sure now. Look, not even a good pass. But he threw a pass in the garage. So, going 100-0 now. Look, throws one pass in the garage. Florida fans, we going 100-0. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Was that at his door greeter job at Walmart? Oh, I know. Trips, y'all going. Florida fans right now are like Tennessee fans when they first got Nico. You know? I don't think the ending of the Lagway saga at Florida will end exactly the same way the Nico saga ended at Tennessee, but I do think the on-field results will be a little bit similar. In other words, I think Lagway at Florida will win just as much as Nico won at Tennessee, which is nothing. 0 SEC titles and 0 playoff wins or natties. That's my prediction. That's my prediction on that. So, yeah. Started watching a new show, and I'm on the fence about it. It's intriguing enough to keep me watching for now. I'm only about 3 or 4 episodes in. So if anyone has seen this show already, of course, no spoilers. But I am curious to know if this is a show that kind of gets better over time. Succession on HBO. I hear a lot of people talking about it. So we finished watching what's it called? The Righteous Gemstones. And so was looking for something else to watch on HBO. And I saw Succession on there, and I was like, oh, I've heard people talking about this. I'll try it. And like I said, I'm 3 or 4 episodes in. It's not great. And I hate every single character on the show. They're all complete pieces of shit. But it's just good enough to keep me watching early on. But if anybody has seen it and can remember back to the first season, again, I'm only 3 or 4 episodes in. Is it something that kind of gets going over time, gets a little better over time, or is it kind of what you see is what you get type of deal, even 3 or 4 episodes in? Basically, it's about this super ultra rich family. I'm talking billionaire status that lives in New York, and the patriarch of the family, the old man, the grandpa of the family, owns the world's 3rd largest media conglomerate. They own news stations, websites, theme parks, movie studios. Think Disney, right? They own some of every. They're just massive. And the father is really, really old and is getting ready to sort of begin to step down from the company as CEO. And he's got 4 kids, and they're all involved in the company one way or another. And they're all kind of scheming to, who's going to take over the company when dad steps down and all this kind of crap. And they're all just complete rich, snobby pieces of fucking shit. Every one of them, every character in the show is a dirtbag. But it's not great 3 or 4 episodes in. It's just good enough to keep me watching. But anyway, I've got spare time this time of year, so this is the time of year I try these shows out. Sometimes I give up on them. Sometimes I'll watch them all the way through, but that's the one I'm on now. Other than the old man's brother, he was not a piece of shit. Okay, so the episode that I'm on, he is just now getting introduced to the show. The nephew, the young kid, went to pick up the old man's brother from his house and drive him down to New York for Thanksgiving. That's kind of where I'm at. So he's just getting introduced into the show. So I don't have an opinion on the old man's brother yet. What's my all-time favorite show? My all-time favorite TV, asking me my all-time favorite TV series is kind of like asking me what my all-time favorite Tool song is. I have a list of 4 or 5, and which show is on top of that list changes from time to time. But The Sopranos is at or near the top of the list. Breaking Bad is at or near the top of the list. Sons of Anarchy is at or near the top of the list. 2 years ago, Stranger Things was probably in my top 5. But they've made me so fucking mad by making me wait 3 years to watch the next season that it's fallen down a rung or so. I'm trying to think of some other really, really good series that would be like my Mount Rushmore of series. But like the 3 that are always, like, I don't even have to think about it, is Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy. Ozark was good. I don't know if I would put Ozark in my top 5, but it would probably make a top 10 list if I made a top 10 list of like favorite series of all time. It was really good. I don't have anything bad to say about Ozark. It was really, really good. Is it The Sopranos? Is it Breaking Bad? Is it Sons of Anarchy? No. Like if I were to do a tier list, I would not put Ozark in the same tier as Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, I still haven't seen The Wire or Eastbound and Down, but that gets mentioned by people, y'all, and other people every time I start talking about shows, but I still haven't seen either one of those. You could do a tier list of your favorite shows. I tell myself all the time I need to start uploading videos to this second channel, videos like that, or like the thing that's going around now about the 100 men versus one gorilla. Like I would never upload things like that on my football channel, but I'm all the time telling myself, why don't you upload videos to the second channel? But I just rarely ever do it. I really don't know why. I haven't seen Reacher or Landman, no. Deadwood, I haven't seen that one either. I see, those are all HBO shows, aren't they? Deadwood, Eastbound and Down, The Wire. Aren't those all... HBO used to be the spot for series. I mean, The Sopranos kind of kicked it off in the late 90s, and then there was a series of just really good shows. Game of Thrones. Haven't even mentioned Game of Thrones. I would put Game of Thrones in the same tier as Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy. You know what's crazy, though? And I have a couple of different theories on this. Some of the greatest shows, some of the greatest series of all time have some of the worst endings of all time. The Sopranos, a lot of people hate that ending. Sons of Anarchy, a lot of people hate that ending. Game of Thrones, a lot of people hate that ending. And I have a couple of different theories. Number one, it's possible they are just bad endings. You know, not every song can be a banger. You know what I mean? And it could be that you take a show like Game of Thrones that had what did it have? 5 seasons, 50 episodes, whatever it was. 45 episodes are unbelievable. 5 of the episodes, not so much. And it just so happened that those 5 episodes happened to be at the end of the series or whatever. So it is possible that those shows just have terrible endings and they're still great shows. My other theory is those shows got so big and so popular while they were on that there is no ending they could do that would seem fitting to such a great show. In other words, people just don't want them to end. So any ending they do is a disappointment because it means the show is ending. Those are my 2 theories on why so many great series seem to have terrible endings. The reality is it's probably a combination of the 2. It's probably true that no ending they could possibly come up with would make everybody happy. And it's also probably true that some of those endings are not great. You know, probably some truth to both of those theories. Now, one theory that there's absolutely zero truth to is the theory that 100 human beings could whip the ass of one silverback gorilla. There is no truth to that theory at all. I honestly think if you could get 100 people to volunteer for that, I think the gorilla would kill somewhere between 10 and 20 people in the first 10 minutes. And the other 80 or so people would immediately surrender and run away and change their mind. I don't think 100 human beings would stand any type of chance at all against one full-grown silverback gorilla. Yeah, Shameless is good. I wouldn't put it in my top 5 series of all times, but yeah, Shameless is a really good show. The Righteous Gemstones reminds me a lot of Shameless. You know, it's basically a family drama. In other words, the entire series is basically about one family. That's how Shameless was. That's how Righteous Gemstones is. And the family is just kind of, you know, fucked up. Yeah, Jonathan, you make a good point. You reach a point of diminishing return. When it comes to a group of people against, when it comes to a group of something against one of something, you get to a point where it doesn't matter whether there's 10 of something or 1,000 of something. Like it doesn't really, you don't really gain more of an advantage by having more of that something. You know, even human beings fighting, right? Like, let's say there was a fight that was 5-on-1. Okay, that one person's going to get his ass beat. Is he somehow going to get his ass beat more if it's 10 verse 1 or 20 verse 1? Like, you reach a point where it doesn't matter. Okay, it's whether it's 5 people or 25 people against one other person, the one other person is going to lose. You know, you reach the point where it doesn't really matter what you start adding to it. And I feel the same thing about the men versus gorilla thing. How many human beings at one time could actually engage the gorilla? 10, maybe? Maybe 10 people at a time could simultaneously engage the gorilla. Well, what are the other 90 people doing while those 10 people are engaging the gorilla? They can't get to the gorilla. In other words, if 10 human beings surrounded a gorilla, what would the other 90 human beings be doing? Like, they wouldn't even be able to get within arm's reach of the gorilla. You reach a point of diminishing return there. Yeah, they'd be shitting themselves as they turned around and ran away. Yeah, Gil and Captain Trips have it just right. They would shit on their foot, and then they would turn around and run away as fast as they could. When you saw what that gorilla did to those 10 people, there is no chance you're sticking around to meet that same fate. You would be gone. A gorilla can pull a tree out of the ground. They claim the Nazis tried to crossbreed a gorilla and a human. I know they did a lot of weird and fucked up experiments, so I wouldn't put anything past them, but I never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. But yeah, 100 people don't stand a chance against a silverback gorilla. Yeah, average full-grown silverback gorilla weighs between 400 and 600 pounds. Yeah, that's true. Paradise. Yeah, gorillas can push and pull between 2,000 and 4,000 pounds. Only gorilla I mess with is Gorilla Tape. Yeah, Gorilla Tape, Gorilla Glue. You ever, hey, for those of you that don't understand how strong gorillas are, go buy some Gorilla Glue and glue 2 of your fingers together. Gorilla Glue. Yeah, there's nothing Mike Tyson could do to harm a gorilla. Nothing. Nothing. Not without a weapon. That's the whole the thing, because we have people. A lot of people say, "Well, you get weapons, guns, and shoot it." Yeah, we have. We're not talking about that. If the gorilla had a gun, he'd kill you. I mean, of course you'd do it if you have a gun or some sort of weapon. We're talking about 100 bare-knuckle human beings against one gorilla. So, an ape half your size would wreck you because of their density and speed. Yeah, that's the thing. Gorillas, their bone density is like 3 times that of humans. So, like, you can't break one of their bones. Their skin is 10 times thicker. And in between their skin and their muscle, or in between their skin and their bones, which you can't break, is a layer of muscle so thick, there's no amount of force you could generate on your own to damage that gorilla at all. I got to go refill my coffee. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn some music on, and I'm just going to go refill my coffee, and then I'll be back.
Every night, now you I want to carry to my bed, no, tell me no, you can be my partner, never ride it solo, I can do a broke, you know, to carry go, I'm feeling what they're doing, oh, baby, carry go, I'll be honest, loving, they adoring me, I'm so obsessed, I want you to know, right there, I can see you, but now make I see you, my love, one beat, we for made a bad man sing, oh. To come, but at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know, yeah, this I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. Love it. Oh, I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, oh, and I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb, and she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come, all the misery was necessary when we're deep in love, yes I know, yeah, and I know, she told me don't worry about it, she told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be in love. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, oh, I can feel my face when I'm with you, I can feel my face, but I love it, oh, I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it,
voice is too loud. We like to watch you laughing. You pick the insects of plans. No time to think of consequences. Control yourself. Take only what you need from it. And follow your dreams, wanting to be haunted. Control yourself. Take only what you need. Like looking through a fog mirror.
Damn, I turned that music on just in time to hear a Weekend song, didn't I? Shout out to the Weekend. Uncle Lou coming to see you in July, bud. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. The Weekend. Live. At Allegiant Stadium. Uncle Lou's home, away from home. Shout out to Las Vegas. Yeah. If you could be buried on the strip when you die, would you take the offer? I'm not getting buried anywhere, bud. But if they want to spread my ashes into Bellagio fountains, that'd be just fine. Speaking of Vegas, should I even bother asking y'all again? Because the answer's the same every single time. But none of y'all want to go to Vegas and sit by the pool for 3 days? Nobody wants to do that? Been asking y'all for 6 weeks. Going to Vegas in August? I can't go in August. My traveling comes to an end every August. No traveling August to middle of January. Too much work to be done for me. I don't travel from August to January so that I can travel from February to July. Yeah, I went to Vegas last June, I think. I would never go to Vegas by myself in the wintertime. The only time I would even consider going to Vegas by myself is during pool season. So you at least have that to do during the day, you know. I mean, I like gambling, don't get me wrong, but if I just want to gamble, I can just get in the car and go to Cherokee. You know what I'm saying? And I do that. I've done that by myself. I don't mind that. I'll go to Cherokee for 2 or 3 days and, you know, rest, relaxation, lay around, nothing to do, gamble in the evening, that kind of thing. But if I'm going to go to Vegas by myself, it's going to be in the summertime where you at least have the pool to do during the day. No, Dion's not retired my number yet. I'm still working on that. Cherokee for the 2027 Slob Olympics. I'd love to do it at Cherokee, but, you know, not everybody's into that kind of thing. And the problem with, well, there's 2 problems with doing it in Cherokee. One is the gambling. Some people just aren't into that. Number 2, there's nothing else to do in Cherokee. Nothing. So if you're not into gambling, there's really no reason to go to Cherokee. These other cities that we do the Slob Olympics in, you know, there's shopping malls and outlet malls and all kinds of restaurants and in a lot of cases like amusement parks or like we did it in Pigeon Forge, so there's like go-kart racing and putt-putt and all, yes, just tons of like shit to do, tourist towns shit, you know, or the beach or whatever. There is absolutely nothing to do in Cherokee. I mean, I don't mean there's like only a few things to do. I mean, there's nothing to do. Nothing. Outside of that casino, there is nothing to do. So we probably won't ever do the Slob Olympics in Cherokee. Now, there's been people that have wanted us to do the Slob Olympics in Louisiana, like New Orleans. And there is a Caesars in New Orleans. And so maybe we would do the Slob Olympics in New Orleans at some point. But there's tons of shit to do in New Orleans. So if you don't want to gamble or hang out in the casino at night, there's tons of other shit for you. I mean, you're in New Orleans. You just literally do almost anything you want. But as far as the Cherokee thing, I doubt that will ever happen for a, you know, what we've done in the past is we've done several Cherokee trips, group trips in the past, unrelated to the Slob Olympics. They're usually during the summertime. We did one, was it last year? Well, last year we did Colby's bachelor party up there. It was 2 years ago, I guess, when we did a big group trip up there. It was probably 15 or 20 of us. Me and the lady, the Pete's, Huffer Billy Paul, I think Colby was there, Traveling Fools and his wife, BVD, Squid Tard. It was it's probably 15 or 20 of us. And we went up there for 3 days or whatever during the summer. But again, you hang out at the pool during the day, hang out in the casino at night type of thing. Succession on HBO is fake. Yes, that's a fact. I saw Ron Tater Salad White at Cherokee a couple of years ago. Yeah, he's played there a couple of times. I get sent tickets to different shit up there for free a lot of times, but I've never been to a show there. Concert, stand-up comedy, they have all kinds of shit that goes on there. I've never been to any of the shows. They send me tickets every once in a while, but I never go. So, yeah. So, yeah, I did the one solo trip. Went to Vegas by myself last summer. It's not bad. I went for too long. I think I went for 5. You still listening, lady? How many nights did I go to Vegas when I went last summer by myself? Do you remember? Was it 5 nights? That's too many for me by yourself. Like in January, I went for 7 nights, but there was a big group of us there. That was fine. But 5 nights by yourself is too much for me. I mean, for me, you know, I'm not, because I'm not doing the shows. I don't care about going out to eat at the fancy dinners and shit like that. So, like, if I'm there by myself, you know, 3 nights is probably the limit for what I would do again if I ever went by myself again. Yeah, I think it was 5 nights. That was too. I didn't. By the 4th day, I was wishing I was home when I went last year by myself. And I went during the summertime, so I mean, I did a couple of days at the pool and all that, but still, that was a little too long for me to go by myself. But I'm going to end up having to go by myself again because nobody wants to go with me. Let me see what deals they got for me here. Take my ass down there right now. Where is it? My offers. What are you offering me? I'll check Caesars first, and we can check MGM. Lou went for 5 nights and started missing BA. Well, yeah, that's a long time to be gone, man. What month are we in? Well, it's almost May. Let's see. May offers. All right. $60 free table play. That's not enough to get me to go. $50 free table play. Next day free slot play. No, oh, wait a minute. I'm looking in North Carolina. Let me change it to Vegas. Sometimes you need a vacation to rest from the vacation you just took. Yeah, that's 100% facts. 100% facts. That Vegas trip that we go on in January, where there's, you know, that group trip we go on at the end of January every year, it takes me about 2 days to recover when I get back home. You're right about that. Needing a vacation from your vacation. All right. May offers Las Vegas. Casino play mayhem. What the fuck is that? Enjoy 4 nights, May 5th to 11th, and get $75 in free casino play. 4 free nights and $75. I don't want. See, that's the problem with these. First of all, $75 isn't enough to get me to. I'm not going to go out there for $75. That's ridiculous. And when with the way these offers work, you have to stay the whole 4 nights. I don't want to do that. Fuck that. Super bonus. Birthday's May 5th. Let's see if we can find something for May 5th. Well, here's one on my birthday is May 13th. Here's one for May 11th through. I don't want to be gone on my birthday though, but here's one for May 11th through May 14th. 4 nights and get $400 in free money, casino money. Now the $400 is good. That's enough to get me to go, but I don't want to be gone on my birthday, May 11th. This is May 11 through 14. I don't want to be gone on my birthday. Rewards credit multiplier. I don't need any more. I got so many reward credits, I can't spend them all. Reward credits are like when you buy something to eat, instead of having to pay for it, you can use your rewards credits. And this is an offer for a rewards credit multiplier. So like however many reward credits you earn, they multiply it by something. But I've got more rewards credits than I can even use. I've got like $500 in rewards credits. Digital gift card giveaway. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Mystery casino play. 4 nights again. 4 nights, May 19 through 22. I can't see. I'm going to New York on May 25th, so I can't be out of town the week before that. Receive a mystery amount of free casino play. Yeah, I'm not going out there for a mystery amount, and then I get out there and they give me $25. Yeah, scratch that one off the list. Super bonus casino play. 3 nights. Now, this is what I need. 3 nights. $400 in free casino play. 3 nights. This is what I need. Oh, no. Well, no. See, some of these you get to pick when you go. Some of these you have to go on certain days. And probably what it is they've got a lot of openings on that day. So they're begging people to come. This is May 23rd through May 25th and get $400 in free money. Now, the $400 in free money is great. And it's 3 nights, which is great. But I can't go that late in the month because we're going to New York at the end of the month. But that one's close. 3 free nights, 3 free nights. Oh, birthday celebration in Vegas. Now let's see what this is. Get free room nights on selected days and properties. Valid any days May 1st through May 31st. $50 free money. $50. That's the birthday celebration? No, thank you. $50. Here's another one. Why is there 2 of these? There's 2 of the same one. Birthday celebration in Vegas. Birthday celebration in Vegas. Is this one different? No, that one's the same thing. Free casino play in Vegas. May 1st through May 31st. 3 nights in Vegas. Valid on selected days and properties. Get $300 in free casino play. Now this might work. Three free nights anywhere between April 30th and May 31st and get $300 in free casino play. Now, that's not bad. Available hotels. The link is dog shit. Don't ever stay there. It's fun to gamble there. Don't ever stay at the link. Caesar's Palace, Flamingo, Planet Hollywood, Horseshoe, the Cromwell. I hate the Cromwell. Harrah's. Don't ever stay at Harrah's either. Fun to gamble there. The piano bar there is one of the funnest spots in all of Vegas. But don't ever stay at Harrah's. And Paris. Caesar's Palace. I like the Flamingo, but I've stayed there 3 or 4 times, and we usually stay there in January when we go on the guys' trip. Planet Hollywood I've never stayed at, but me and the lady are staying there in July. When we go in July, we're spending 3 days at Mandalay Bay and 3 days at Planet Hollywood. I had to split it up because a lot of these free hotel offers are for either 3 nights or 4 nights. It's hard to get anything longer than that. And all this is Caesar's Palace or Caesars properties. Caesars owns all these properties here. The Link, Caesars Palace, Flamingo, Planet Hollywood, Horseshoe, that whole list there. They're all owned by Caesars Palace. MGM is the other big hotel brand in Vegas. MGM owns the Bellagio, the Cosmo, Park MGM, the Aria, Vdara, New York, MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay, the Luxor, Excalibur, all that's owned by MGM. So if you're going to go for more than 3 or 4 days, you can split up your stay between the 2 different hotel brands. So like when we go in July, it's 3 free nights at Mandalay Bay. Then we'll check out of Mandalay Bay, take a cab down to Planet Hollywood, check into Planet Hollywood, 3 free nights at Planet Hollywood. So we're there for 5 or 6 nights, whatever it is, 2 different hotels, but the whole thing is free. But if I, like, let's say I just tried to stay the whole 6 nights at Mandalay Bay, they'd give me 3 or 4 of the nights free, and then I'd have to pay for the next 2 nights. So if I go for more than 3 or 4 nights, I split it up. But this is a good deal here. 3 nights in Vegas. You pick the days, May 30th or April 30th through May 31st, and get $300 in free casino play. That's a good deal. That's a really good deal. That has piqued my interest now. Yeah. I can go sit at a pool. I can go sit at the pool for 3 days. None of y'all want to do it. I'll go do it. Bop, 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 bop. I need to do that. I need to do that. I've been talking about doing it for 6 weeks. Instead of talking about it, I just need to do it. I'm trying to talk myself into it. What's up, Nate? Goose, what's up, buddy? At least it's not Circus Circus. I would never stay at Circus Circus. Now, I'll tell you what I am considering doing. I have heard that it is fun to gamble at Circus Circus. I don't know. I've never walked in there because it just looks like a complete disaster. But I've heard it's a fun place to gamble. Just don't stay there. I don't know. I've never been in there. Now, it could be that that's true, though. Like the Link, I was telling you that I would never stay at the Link, ever. Under any circumstances would I ever spend the night at the Link. But it is a fun place to gamble. Harris, too, which is right next door to the Link in Vegas. There's no way I would stay there. But it's one of the funnest places to just go hang out during the day or at night for a few hours. Oh, that's awesome, Mike. Yeah, that's awesome. Slob Olympics 2026 in Nashville, by the way. Start making your arrangements now. Go ahead and tell, everybody go ahead and tell your boss you can't work on these days, March 13th through 15th next year. Slob Olympics in Nashville. Yeah. I've never been. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I don't know nothing about you gambling, bud. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about. Lou must be afraid of clowns. I don't like clowns at all. Clowns are fucking creepy. I don't know if fear is the right way to describe it. It might be. I'm not denying it necessarily, but I really don't know if it's fear necessarily. I think they're fucking weird and creepy. I have no idea on the hotel. We spent about 20 minutes last week looking at some hotels. They're all expensive. That's the thing. They're like, The idea that we're going to find some kind of hotel for $100 a night, everybody just might as well forget that idea now. It's probably going to be more like $200 or $250 a night. But the hotels are just expensive there. I mean, you've got 10 months to save up for it, is all I can tell you on that. But the hotel is, whatever hotel we choose is going to be expensive. There's just no cheap hotels there, you know. But it's going to be expensive. Now, when I say it's going to be expensive, that's if you choose to stay wherever we decide to stay, which you don't have to do. We're going to stay within walking distance of Broadway, which is like the bar district of Nashville, and the park is there too, where we're actually doing the Slob Olympics. So we're going to pick a hotel that's within walking distance of those two things, which is what we always do no matter what town we do the Slob Olympics in. But that doesn't mean that everybody has to stay there. You know, if you're coming to the Slob Olympics and you don't mind staying a car ride away from the park or whatever, then I'm sure you can find. I mean, y'all aren't stupid. Y'all have all been to big cities before. The further away you get from like the center of everything, the cheaper the hotels are going to get. You know, if you're willing to stay a 20-minute car ride away, you can probably find a Holiday Inn or, you know, a Comfort Inn or a Hampton Inn or something like that for $150 a night. And there's nothing wrong with that. But so like when we say we're picking a hotel and, you know, this is where we're staying, but, you know, that obviously doesn't mean you have to stay there. And once we decide on the hotel, you know, a lot of cases when you book a hotel, they either don't charge you anything up front, or they only, you know, they'll charge you maybe half or something, and then you don't pay the balance until you actually get to the hotel and check in. You know, it depends on the hotel and how you book it. You know, if you book directly with the hotel, you'll have a certain set of options. Pay it all, pay none of it, pay a deposit, whatever. If you book through a third-party site like Expedia or whatever, they'll have their own payment policies. If you use like hotels.com, you know, they'll have their payment policies. Maybe you have to pay it all. Maybe you have to pay none of it. Maybe you have to pay $100 deposit, whatever. And then, you know, but you got 10 months until the Slob Olympics. So even if the hotel is $250 a night and you're planning on staying 2 nights, that's $500. I mean, times are tough. I get it, but I think anybody that really wants to go could probably manage to save the $500 over the next 10 months. Oh, yeah, that's another good idea, Jackpot, if you have points from like a credit card or something that you can use. Yeah. YouTube is getting terrible about notifications. I didn't know you were live until now. Yeah, that's always been a problem with YouTube. For whatever reason, they've never been able to really perfect their notification system. Sometimes too, have y'all ever been unsubscribed from somebody and you don't know how you got unsubscribed from them? That's happened to me too. Like there'll be somebody I'm subscribed to, and then a couple of weeks or a month or whatever will go by, and I'm like, did this person stop uploading videos? I haven't seen a video from them in forever. And so you type in their channel name and it comes up and you're not subscribed to them. And you're like, what? I know I was subscribed to this person. there's that where they unsubscribe you from it at least that's it seems that they just somehow you get unsubscribed from a channel. It's weird. And then the notification thing is the same. The notification thing can be the same way. Like it'll just, you know how you choose like notify me or whatever. Like there's people that I've turned that on and then somehow it gets turned off. And sometimes you just don't get the notification, even if it is turned on for that channel. Like for whatever reason, it doesn't get pushed out. And I don't really know why or what, but you hear a lot of people talking about that though, being unsubscribed from people or not getting notifications. That's about as close to a guarantee as you can get, Mike. You're right about that. Put money on Alabama to beat Georgia and Michigan to beat Ohio State. You can hardly go wrong with those two things. If the only bets anybody had ever made over the last 5 or 6 years was a money line bet for Michigan to beat Ohio State every year and Alabama to beat Georgia every year, you'd be way ahead, because most of those bets would have been plus money bets. Because Ohio State and Georgia have been favored to beat Alabama almost every time those games have been played over the last 5 or 6 years. Yet Georgia can't beat Bama and Ohio State can't beat Michigan. You'd be, if those were the only two games you bet all year on anything, you'd be way ahead. Georgia Tech over Colorado week 1. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm not making that as an official prediction, but y'all know the deal. When I talk about games at this time of year, it's how I feel about the games right now. That's subject to change between now and the time I start doing prediction videos. But if you forced me to bet $1 on the Colorado-Georgia Tech game right now, I'd take Georgia Tech to win. Let me see. Let me see something. Let me see something here. Planet Hollywood. All right, let me see. Now it says any days April 30th through May 31st, but I know some of those days are going to be blacked out or sold out. Like probably the weekends. For a deal like that, where they're going to give you $300 for free, I bet you it's during the week only. Let me see. Here's the calendar. What's today? Today's the 29th. So Wednesday, tomorrow's the 30th. April 30th through May 31st, 3 nights, $300. So it's got to be 3 nights in May, basically. All right. Well, it would have to be next week. Next week is the 4th through the 10th. The week after that is the 11th through the 17th. And that's my birthday, is that week. So I don't want to be gone on my birthday. The week after that is the 18th through the 24th. That's my daughter's graduation and the lady's son's graduation. So can't go that week. And then the next week I'm in New York. So basically I either have to go now, as in tomorrow, or next week. Oh, shit. I need to stop looking at this because I'm going to pull the trigger here in a minute. Tard Nation's going 4-8. Oh, my God. Have you told them that? They're not going to like that. They're not going to like that when they find that out. Yeah, I like TCU over North Carolina, too. TCU is going to be sneaky good. TCU and Texas Tech, I'm telling you. TCU and Texas Tech out of the Big 12. Could be a problem. Could be a problem for the Big 12, I mean. No Big 12 team is winning a natty, but somebody's making the playoffs from there, and it could be Texas Tech or TCU. I like Kansas State, too. Of course, I liked them last year, and they came up a game short, but I like Kansas State. I like TCU. I like Texas Tech. Arizona State's got Sam Levitt back. He's good, but, they lose Scattaboo. BYU's always a crapshoot. Their average age is 24 years old. They always have good offensive line. BYU's always a crapshoot. They could be a 10-win team. They could go 8-4, 7-5. Yeah, BYU did beat the soul out of Colorado, yeah. Uncle Lou, you have to stop mistreating TK and her skating friends. I haven't mistreated TK and her skating friends. Have I? What did I do? What did I do to TK and her skating friends? Did y'all see where Jack Me Off Merklinger just held Tennessee's head over a barrel for more money? Did you see that, Hoghead? Merklinger, on the last day, Merklinger threatened to enter the portal at Tennessee, and they paid him. Boy, damn Tennessee can't catch a break, man. They called Nico's bluff, and the backup said, well, fuck it, I'm going to try it too. And they paid him. Yeah, they redid Jack Me Off Merklinger's NIL deal on the last day of the portal. But damn, Tennessee can't catch a break, man. You told her she could marry one of those skating dykes, DK? Oh, that's not mistreating them. I mean, she can marry one of them. I don't think I can do the Hoghead Fucktacular Cabin Fest orgy deal this year. I thought you weren't doing it. I thought you weren't doing it. And we've got so much shit planned now already. Oh, you're not planning on doing it. Yeah, that's what I thought you had been saying for like months that you weren't doing it. Yeah, okay. I mean, I would have gone again, had I not, if it would have been, if you would have planned, hey, I'm doing it, we would have planned to go again. But when you said you weren't doing it, we've got the graduation, 2 different graduations coming up at the end of this month. Then a trip to New York the last week of this month. What are we doing in June, lady? You still listening? I don't think we're doing anything. Oh, we're taking her kids somewhere in June. Either the beach or Cherokee to let them go swimming somewhere. And then in July, we're going to Vegas. Yeah, Hogman, maybe you should treat the Hoghead Fucktacular and Mountainside Slob festivity orgy party deal. Maybe you should treat that like the regular Olympics and just do it every 2 years or every 4 years. Yes, that was the plan, I thought. Yeah, me too. Yeah, so we're going to do like a, I don't know if it'll be a weekend trip, but, like a 2 or 3 day thing in June where we take her kids somewhere to let them go swimming, beach or somewhere. And then me and the lady are going to Vegas for 5 days in July. And by the time I get back from that Vegas trip in July, I'm in football season mode. Like, I know the season as far as playing games doesn't start until the end of August, but by the time the middle of July rolls around, you've got conference media days and fall practices started and all that. I'm 100% all in on football from the middle of July till the middle of January. So I don't really do shit for that 6 or 7 month period, whatever it is. Yeah, I wish I could do like one weekend every season up in Cherokee. It's a lot of fun to sit in that sports book and watch games all day. And maybe one day I'll get to the point where I can do that, but I'm not going to lie. I can't afford to not sit at home and work even one weekend during the football season. That hurricane cost me so much money last year. It's ridiculous. The amount of money I make in a month during the football season, I'm just going to be honest with you, it's ridiculous for what I do. The fact that I make that much money talking about college football during the season, I have to pinch myself. But the problem is, this time of year, I make next to nothing. So it's great to make a bunch of money in October, but I have to act like I don't have any money at all. I have to just keep my nose down from the middle of July to the middle of January. And I'm not going to lie. For what I do, they pay me a ridiculous amount of money from the middle of July to the middle of January. But I make so little money on a monthly basis the rest of the year that I can't afford to take a weekend off during the season. I just can't. Maybe 10 years down the road, once my kids are out of school and out of college and settled and onto their own thing, and the ladies' kids are, onto their own thing and all that, maybe I can get to a point where I can take a weekend off during the season to do something fun like that. Believe me, I would, if I could, I would spend every weekend in a sports book watching football games. It is so much fun to do. Forget the gambling. Whether you're gambling on the games or not, it's not the point. You go to Cherokee, there's 3 movie theater screens in a row. 1, 2, 3. And they split each movie theater screen, or they can split each movie theater screen up into 9 separate broadcasts. So they can show 27 different games at a time. Now, they usually don't do that. Whatever the biggest game is that's on at the time, usually that game is on the middle movie theater screen. And then on the 2 outside movie theater screens, they'll have those screens either split up into 4 or 9 different games, depending on what's going on. But it is so much fun to sit in there and watch games all day. I would love to do it, but I can't afford to do that right now. I would literally go hungry in April or May if I started taking weekends off during the football season. I just can't afford to do that. But it's so much fun because everybody in there, well, I'll tell you that it's as close to it's as close to the experience you get being in the stadium at a game that you can get without being in the stadium at a game. And the difference is when you're in a stadium at a game, everyone is watching the same game. So the cheers all happen at the same time based on what's going on that one game. When you're in a big sports book like that and there's 15 games on at a time, somebody is scoring every 2 or 3 minutes. So there's and people are betting on all this shit. So every 2 or 3 minutes there's constant applause, constant boos, screams of joy, cries of pain because someone lost a bet. It's a crazy atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. And I would love to be able to do that maybe one weekend a year, but I just can't. I just can't do that because of the money I miss out on by not being here for those 3 or 4 days. When I went to the sports book in Tunica, it was amazing for a small sports book. I'm not gonna lie. I've been to Vegas a bunch of times. There aren't very many sports books in Vegas that even come close to the sports book in Cherokee. Most of the sports books in Vegas are pretty small compared to the one in Cherokee. Now, there's a couple that are massive where that particular casino is kind of known for its sports book, like Circa. Circa downtown has the biggest sports book in the world. But like even Caesar's Palace, which you might think would have some sort of huge, amazing sports book experience, is nothing compared to the sports book in Cherokee. Yeah, it's not even close. Some casinos in Vegas don't even have a sports book at all. Flamingo got rid of theirs. They don't have a sports book at all. Mandalay Bay has a huge sports book, a nice one, huge. It's bigger than Cherokee, the Mandalay Bay sports book. MGM Grand has a big one. But very few sports books in Vegas come anywhere close to the sports book in Cherokee. Well, I'm sure there are a ton of Tennessee fans at the Cherokee Sportsbook every single weekend of the year because it's so close to Tennessee. Like the weekend that I was there wasn't even a big game for Tennessee. It was Tennessee versus Arkansas. Now, Arkansas ended up beating them, so it was hilarious, but it was 90% Tennessee fans in there. You know, if there was 1,000 people in that sports book, 900 of them were Tennessee fans. Tennessee is the closest major football program to Cherokee. Yeah, you can still make bets at the Flamingo. There's just no sports book to sit in and watch the games. But Pete, You've been to the Cherokee Sports Book, and then you've been to a bunch of the sports books in Vegas. There ain't very many sports books in Vegas that even come close to that one in Cherokee, is it? I mean, Cherokee's got its problems, you know, but the sports book ain't one of them. That sports book is unreal in Cherokee. Hockey is great in person. Yeah, hockey is great in person. Yeah. Yeah. We went to a hockey game when we went to Vegas in January. It was a lot of fun. In fact, when we go next January, I'm all for doing it again. If they're playing at home, Vegas Knights, if they're playing at home again, I would do that again. The only one that might be close is Clemson. Yeah, Pete, do you know how far is Clemson from Cherokee, I wonder? Yeah, it's probably pretty close. What is it? Probably a couple hours, maybe? Bananas baseball is great in person, too. I've never been to a Savannah Bananas game, but it sure does look like a lot of fun. Had 81,000 people at Clemson to watch the Savannah Bananas play last week. Did y'all see Dabo's goofy ass running down the hill with the Savannah Bananas? God damn. What is Dabo doing? He was more fired up than he was for the football games. Have y'all seen the video of Dabo running down the hill with the Savannah Bananas at Clemson Stadium? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, hold on.
Just like on Saturdays.
He's not the goofiest coach in football, but he's on the list, Dabo. Did they rub the rock? You know, I don't know. That I don't know, Baylor, man. Let's make a list of, okay, give me some coaches that you can imagine doing that. And then give me some coaches that there's no way. Like, they're not doing that. Shane Beamer would do it. Billy Napier would do it. Kirby Smart would not do that. Josh Heupel's not physically capable of doing it. What about Ryan Day? You know, I think I could see Ryan Day doing that too. James Franklin would do it. Dave Aranda would do it. Mike Gundy would do it. Yep, Mike Gundy would do it. Bill Belichick? Stop it. Oh my God. Did y'all see the interview he did? Holy shit, man. Did y'all see the interview he did this weekend? Where his girlfriend kept interrupting and saying, we're not talking about that. We're not answering that. We're not discussing that. Did y'all see that? Oh my God. They asked, can I find this video? This is so awkward, y'all. The situation with Bill Belichick and his 13-year-old girlfriend is fucking weird. It is really weird. Some guy, you're right. You're right. Now, whether you want to call it an escort, I think he picked her up on one of these sugar daddy, sugar baby websites. That's what I think. That's what I think. Let me see if I can find this in case y'all haven't seen it.
My girlfriend Jordan is the best thing that ever happened to me. While her and those dinger pills that I eat, like Skittles.
Oh, how did you guys meet? That's AI. Trying to find the real one.
Do you feel like you were treated with dignity and respect when you were let go by Rob?
Decision for
is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the...
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life.
Hold on. I'm going to play this in a minute. What the fuck is he wearing? What does he do? This is an 80-year-old man, an 80-year-old multi-millionaire, and he's wearing a sweatshirt that got chewed up by his dog. I know his thing is like the sleeveless sweatshirt with the hoodie, and that's kind of his look and his brand or whatever, but this is a fucking CBS Sunday morning interview. You want to wear a sweatshirt, fine. What in the... I don't know if it's going to say it in this clip here, but at one point, the guy actually asked him, he was like, what's with the sweatshirt? Like, there's holes in it, it's raggedy looking. And he basically, he goes, I don't know, it's just a comfortable sweatshirt. I just pulled it out, threw it on. Or whatever. What are you doing? But anyway, this is what I was talking about at first. They're going to ask him here. They're talking to him about his girlfriend, who's, again, is like 13 years old. And she's basically taken over his life. She's his boss, basically. He can't do anything without her permission. There's a lot of problems at North Carolina right now. Anyway, involving her girlfriend and how much she is involved in what's going on. But anyway, he's about to ask him how they met. Watch this.
As he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the...
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is...
You guys meet?
And what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on, though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan, where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet, and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media
This is so fucking awkward.
platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
What he does follow isn't clicks or views, but touchdowns
I don't know. That's extremely weird. Okay, that's extremely weird. That whole situation is extremely fucking weird. It's got to be a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation. But it's awkward to watch, isn't it? You know what else is like that is the what's Trump's press secretary's name? That blonde-headed girl that does the press meetings every afternoon. What's her name? Fuck. I could look it up, but somebody will know. Caroline? Is it Caroline? Yeah, Levitt. Caroline Levitt. Yeah. Caroline Levitt's like, how old is she? 30? Her husband is 70. Like, it's just weird. Let me see. Caroline Levitt. And husband. She's 27. She's 27. He's 59. Come on. That's fucking weird. It's weird. The Bill Belichick one is weirder. Way weirder. It's just fucking awkward. It's really weird. Bill met her on Seeking Arrangements. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, it's weird. Holy shit. Take note, Lou, when you're 60, you can get a 30-year-old. I don't want a 30-year-old now. You know what you get with a 30-year-old? You get Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Insecure, fucking, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. You can't do this, you can't go there. You can't whatever the fuck, worried about everything. Who the fuck wants that? Even if you are some type of a fucking 60-year-old weirdo who thinks it would be cool to sleep with a 20-year-old or whatever, and you're a millionaire, okay, I still think it's fucking weird, but go sleep with a 20-year-old if that's what you want to do, but don't, to be in a full-blown relationship at 60, 70, or 80 years old with a 20 or a 30-year-old is fucking weird. Really weird. I can't be the only one that thinks that. I can't be the only one that thinks that. Robert De Niro is still having kids in his 80s? Is that even possible? Is that true? Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is another one. Leonardo DiCaprio turns 30 years old. He's dating an 18-year-old. He turns 35. He breaks up with the then 24-year-old to start dating some other 18-year-old. He turns 50. He breaks up with her because she's 25 and finds another 18. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is constantly dating an 18-year-old. Soon as they turn 22, 23 years old, he gets rid of them. And back to an 18-year-old, it's fucking weird. It was weird when he was 30. He's 55 now or whatever. I don't know how old Leonardo DiCaprio is, but it's fucking weird. Yeah, it seems like grooming. The Caroline Levitt thing, the Bill Belichick thing, the Leonardo DiCaprio thing. I just don't understand it. DiCaprio has the money to buy his nubile girls? I don't even know what that means. I didn't know that about De Niro having a kid while he's in his 80s, though. All right, Robert De Niro, 7 children. De Niro and his first wife are parents to okay, he's got a 53-year-old, a 48-year-old, a 29-year-old, a 27-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So how old is De Niro? Well, when was this article? This article was in March of 2025. Okay, so if he's got a 13-year-old, is this an old article? Hold on. How old are Robert De Niro's kids? All right, let's see if we can find something up to date here. Because this article's from 2023. This says his youngest kid is 27. How old is Robert De Niro when he had his last child? Here you go. 79. Robert De Niro was 79 when he had his 7th and most recent child. In April of 2023. That's fucking weird. Isn't it irresponsible to have a child when you're 79? I mean, I love Robert De Niro movies and shit. I hope he lives forever and keeps making movies, but isn't it irresponsible to have a child at the age of 79? I mean, you're not likely to be around to raise him. He will leave them a lot of money. Yeah, that's the same thing people say when they try to take up for Elon Musk having 8 kids with 6 different women or whatever. It's not about the money. Money doesn't make you a good dad. Being there whether you're broke or a millionaire, being there is what makes you a good dad. And when you're Elon Musk and you've got 7 or 8 kids from 6 different women, you cannot be a good dad to 6 or 7 kids or 7 or 8 kids from 6 different women. It's impossible. Money doesn't make you a good dad. People use that with Elon. You're trying to use it with De Niro. Money, having money or not having money, neither one of those things makes you a good or a bad dad. That's ridiculous. There's probably plenty of us watching who had great dads that didn't have a bunch of money. Yeah, you can't be a good dad to 7 or 8 kids from 6 different women. It's impossible. You're by definition, you're a deadbeat dad. You cannot be a good father to 7 or 8 kids from 6 different women. You can't. You can't. There's not enough time in the day. It's hard. I can't imagine being a good dad to 7 kids under the same roof with one woman. But if you've got 7 or 8 kids between 5 or 6 different women and they're spread out all over the country, you cannot be a good dad to in that scenario. You just can't. I went and got my balls cut off 1 week after my last child was born. I always wanted 2 kids, not 3. My son was born. That was my second child. I counted his fingers and toes, and it was 10 of them each. I went straight to and got my balls cut off. No more kids for me. That was it. As soon as I knew I had 2 healthy kids that had 10 fingers and 10 toes, I went and had my balls cut off the next week. If all the kids have transportation to see them, I don't see the problem. How many 8-year-olds do you know that are driving around? What kind of dumbass fucking... Elon's got 8 kids in 5 different states from 6 different women. How the fuck are those kids... What are you talking about if the kids have transportation? The fuck? Bear, you're retarded. You have to be. He could make them a robot dad. Yeah, he could probably do that. Is he quitting Doge? Or is that fake news about Elon? The board of directors at Tesla is probably making him quit Doge. Well, he's driving Tesla into the ground. Sorry for coming in late, but did Lou call the Karen customer service rep that he talked about on BA's Sunday night show? No, I did not. But the lady did. The lady called her Monday morning. yesterday morning. He has to quit after 120 days? Oh. Well, that's coming up soon. Creating life can't be all bad. No, it's not. Hopefully those morons quit blowing up Tesla dealerships once he quits that shit. Thoughts on Shannon Sharpe? I mean, I don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, I know what it looks like happened, you know? I mean, best case scenario is that Shannon Sharpe did something really, really stupid and is now being blackmailed. That's best case scenario for Shannon Sharpe. Worst case scenario for Shannon Sharpe, he actually did the shit. Yeah, that's obviously worse. But, you know, I mean, he's another one. How old is Shannon Sharpe? He's got to be in his 50s. And how old was that girl? 18? Like, come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. What are you doing? And then, I don't even know, like with the recordings, you know, he obviously didn't know the phone calls were being recorded, but isn't there a video? It seems like he would have had to have known it was being videoed. Now, I don't think it's right for... Now, if what Shannon Sharpe is saying is true, that what they were doing was consensual role play, and the girl is just using this as an opportunity to set Shannon Sharpe up because he's a multimillionaire and to try to get paid, that's obviously wrong. It's terrible. It's like accusing somebody of rape when they didn't do it. Like, it's just terrible because you can ruin somebody just by accusing them of that. So I'm not excusing her if she's making this shit up to try to get paid. I'm not excusing her at all. She should be thrown under a jail somewhere if it's somehow proven that she's lying or making this up. But even if she's lying and making this up, I still feel like Shannon Sharpe put himself in a situation that he shouldn't have put himself in. Like, that's the best case scenario. The absolute best case scenario is that Shannon Sharpe's an idiot, you know, and allowed himself to get into a situation where this could be done to him with the recordings and the rough shit they were doing and all that. With an 18-year-old. Isn't she 18? Oh, 19? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, is this breaking news? Here's the other thing about these old people that want to fuck these girls, and that's what they are. They're girls. They're not women. They're girls. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, goddamn, does anybody remember having sex when you were that age? Those girls don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's not like you're having some great sex that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, the first time you rode a bike, you weren't getting ready to win gold at the X Games, were you? No. You didn't know what you were doing. You had to ride a lot of bikes before you finally figured out what the fuck you were doing. So I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. All I want to do is watch college football, make a few YouTube videos, and gamble a couple of times a year. That's all I'm interested in. And come home to the lady. That's the only thing. That's you want to hear you want to see my to-do list? Here's my to-do list. Number 1. Don't fuck up your kids too bad. Cuz I'm sure I fucked them up a little. But don't fuck up. Here's my to-do list. Don't fuck up my kids too bad. Number 2. This is in no particular order. Watch as much college football as possible. I'm writing this down. Number 3. Do YouTube. Number 4. Gamble a little. Number 5. Don't run the lady off. That's it. This is it. Don't run the lady off. Gamble a little. Do YouTube. Watch as much college football as possible. Don't fuck up my kids too bad. That's it. That's my lifetime goals. Now let's rank these in the order of what's likely. Which of these am I likely to fail at? The one that I'm most likely to fail at is probably don't run the lady off. She's probably constantly at the end of her rope with me anyway. That's the one I'm probably most likely to fail at. The one I'm next most likely to fail at is probably don't fuck my kids up. I probably already did that. In fact, I don't know. I hope not, but I might have. The third most likely to screw up would be YouTube, only because some of that is out of my control. Like tomorrow, YouTube could decide that they just, we're taking this guy's channel down. It would be out of my control. So that's probably third. If that happened, I wouldn't be able to gamble a little. So that would be fucked up. And the one I'm least likely to fuck up the most would be watch as much college football as possible. Because even if I fuck up everything else, I could probably still find a way to watch college football. But like every day when I wake up, these are the 5 things that crossed my mind. Don't run the lady off. Gamble a little. Do YouTube. Watch some college football. Don't fuck up your kids. That when I wake up in the morning and immediately I'm thinking about these 5 things. So, I mean, is that a bad list? I think that's a pretty good list. Installing Oblivion Remastered, 5 hours and 14 minutes remaining. What the fuck is that? Oblivion Remastered. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. What is that, a video game? Yeah, I ain't got no interest in that. Was that PlayStation or something? Oblivion. I've been trolled into Oblivion, but I'm not in the video game. Xbox? Oh, it's on Xbox. Yeah, I've been trolled into Oblivion. Vic, am I in that game? Anywhere? Is it a trolling game? Is that why it's called Oblivion? I've been trolled into Oblivion a bunch of times. Am I in that game? Or no? It's not a trolling game. So I'm not in it? Why is it called Oblivion then? Does Oblivion have some type of meaning beyond trolling? The only thing I know about Oblivion is that I've been trolled into there. We need to send Ballard some date money. Doesn't Ballard have a job? I took the lady on a date on Friday. She finally agreed to go out with me. Vic will create his character and call him Uncle Lou. Can you do that? Can you do that, Vic? If you can make your own character in that game, can you make him Uncle Lou so that Uncle Lou can literally be in Oblivion, which is where I've been trolled into? Is that a thing in that game where you can create a character? That's a great idea, Alexander, if that's possible. Yeah, do that, Vic. Create me in that game, and then I can literally be in Oblivion. Uncle Lou has also been trolled folks into Oblivion. Yeah. Well, I've also trolled myself into Oblivion. Multiple times. You make a custom character at the beginning of the game. Okay, good. Make it Uncle Lou. That way I can literally be in Oblivion. That would be great. That would that would be ideal, actually. That would be ideal, actually, if you could do that. Yeah. And then, Vic, once you create me into Oblivion, can you send me a picture of myself in Oblivion? Because then what I want to do is every time I'm live streaming and people troll me, I can say, look at this shit. You literally trolled me into Oblivion. And then I can put that picture on the screen. That's me in Oblivion. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Is that something you can do? Because if that's something you could do, I would be interested in that. And if you can do it by this weekend, that would be ideal because I'm definitely streaming this weekend. So if I could have that picture of myself in Oblivion by this weekend, then when I live stream this weekend and inevitably someone starts to troll me, I can accuse them of trolling me into Oblivion and then show the picture on the screen of me literally in Oblivion. Cleveland Browns retired Shador's jersey today. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about getting put into Oblivion. I'm pretty excited about that. Getting drafted by the Browns is worse than going undrafted. I see where Kyle McCord got drafted ahead of Will Howard. So go ahead and put a check mark in the Uncle Lou column for that one. I still don't understand why Ohio State fans get so mad when you tell them Kyle McCord is better than Will Howard. Two things. Number one, he is. Kyle McCord is better than Will Howard. Number two, why does it matter to you? You won the Natty with Will Howard. Why do you give a fuck if some other quarterback is better? Do you think I care that Bryce Young is better than Stetson Bennett? I couldn't fucking care less. Of course Bryce Young is better than Stetson Bennett. Guess who else is? So is C.J. Stroud. Do you think I fucking care? You think I'm going to get mad if you tell me that C.J. Stroud is better than Stetson Bennett? No. I know C.J. Stroud is better than Stetson Bennett. If you told me that, you know what I would say? I would say, I know. But Stetson Bennett has 2 rings and C.J. Stroud doesn't have any. So why don't you just say that? When I tell you that Kyle McCord is better than Will Howard, just say, yeah, I know, but Will Howard has a natty. And then I would go, yeah, that's right. And we could agree and be on our way. But instead, you got to get your feelings hurt and get mad and upset to the point where you literally try to convince yourself that Will Howard is better than Kyle McCord. He's not. What does it matter? Justin Fields is better than both of them. Now what? Justin Fields ain't got no natty. Will Howard does. Why do you care that Justin Fields is better? I don't understand. I don't get it. What's weird is if I tell Ohio State fans, hey, Cam Ward is better than Will Howard, you know what they say? They say, yeah, I know, but Will Howard's got a natty. Ha ha, and Cam Ward doesn't. Ha ha. And that's it. But if I tell them that Kyle McCord is better than Will Howard, they get mad and argue. Why? Why do you do that? Mike says he took his wife on a date, took her to the kitchen and told her to cook. Oh, dang. Yeah, that's not a date, man. You can't do that. I'm lucky. The lady cooks almost every day of the week. Well, she does cook every day of the week. I might cook a couple of times a month, maybe. Which makes it even weirder that she didn't want to go on a date with me. I guess she just likes cooking. One day we were literally in the kitchen and she was complaining about having to cook. And I said, well, let me just take you out to eat. And she goes, no. And I was like, wow. Okay. Okay. But I didn't want to argue with her, obviously, because of number 5 on my goals list, don't run the lady off. So I was like, fine, you can cook dinner. I guess we don't have to go on a date. That's fine. We get mad because Kyle McCord tucked tail and ran from Ohio State. Okay, so when you tell me that Justin Fields is better than Stetson Bennett, I'm supposed to get mad and disagree because Justin Fields tucked tail from Georgia and ran to Ohio State. Therefore, I'm supposed to make the argument that Stetson Bennett is better than Justin Fields. Do you know how retarded I would sound if I did that? Just as retarded as you sound trying to convince people that Will Howard is better than Kyle McCord. I'm going to need proof, Daniel. What? I don't really mind cooking either, but the lady usually does it. I think today is Taco Day. Pena to Oregon. Oh, Pena went to Penn State. I thought Pena went to Penn State. Trevor Pena. Talking about the wide receiver from Syracuse? Yeah, Pena went to Penn State, dude, not Oregon. I love cooking. I hate cleaning up. Need more than one or two to cook for to make it worthwhile. Well, you ran off every woman you've ever had, Slaw. That's why you don't have anybody to cook for. As soon as your son moves out, you're going to have to start ordering those. You're going to have to subscribe to one of those meal delivery services because you're not going to want to cook for one person. It is taco night, the lady said. Okay, yeah, good. I think I'll have soft tacos today. Or I might have one soft taco and then a taco salad. You still running from ice? Why didn't y'all tell me it was 10:42 a.m.? Somebody owes me a $10 super chat for going 42 minutes late when I've worked for free today. I've been on for 3 hours and 20 seconds. Somebody owes me a $10 super chat for working 42 minutes of overtime. Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday today. Yeah, Taco Tuesday today. Yeah, I need a good gambling bet. I took a beating yesterday. I won last week. I finished the week up $200, so that and Gypsy had to send me $200 yesterday. But I was like 2-4 yesterday with the gambling. So I'm starting the week out in the hole this week, which is not good. So I need some. I need a good. I need some gambling advice for today. Hey, there's how for Billy Slaw and Hoghead. I was just kidding, but thank y'all. Thanks for the mental health, although booster Lou. Hoghead here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was just kidding. Y'all know y'all didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I need some good bets for today. I got to get on the good foot. I was 2-4 yesterday, so starting the week off in the hole. Got it. Now I got to dig out of the hole and then try to get positive for the week. You see what I'm saying? I do have to get out of here, though. I've gotten a couple of good nights sleep in a row. Maybe that's why I'm staying on for 3 hours today. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm doing these morning shows and I'm like, it's like 8:45 and I'm like, can I end the show now? I was sick for a while. And I finally broke down and went to the doctor. And I don't know if it's the medicine the doctor gave me that fixed me up or if by that point the whatever bug I had just run its course, but I feel a million times better the last couple of days than I felt last week. Chinese overtime pay, $1.99. Thank you, Jay. Yeah. Yeah. For $1.99, you can stick me in a closet for a week and make me sew shoes together for $1.99. Yeah. All right. I am going to get out of here, y'all. Call-in show tonight. Had to cancel the Lunch Money show last night because our good buddy Pigskin Pete was under the weather. He wasn't feeling good. He was sick. So we had to cancel the Lunch Money show last night. But I will be on tonight for the call-in show at 9 o'clock. So if you want to talk some football, make sure you tune in tonight over on the main channel at 9 p.m. for Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. I hope to see you all there. Enjoy your Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. See you tonight at 9 o'clock. And have a